Some of the questions, I'm like in between, like, should I Cat Williams it?
Girls can't never say they want it. Girls can't never say yeah. Girls can't never say they need it. Girls can't never say no.
Hey! I'm Nikki. Thank you so much for clicking that button to watch this video. Today we are just doing a simple Q&A. We're gonna jump right into the new year. My new year like officially started last week, Monday. I think that was like January 14th. I opened the door and y'all dove in with the questions. So we're starting off this year with a nice little Q&A. I think this might be the first Q&A I've ever done on my channel by myself, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm gonna pin my hair back so I won't have to keep pushing it out of my face. Ouch. Y'all see my new cut? Or have y'all? I don't know. I'm gonna just try to answer as many questions as I can. No particular order, and I'm gonna do my makeup while we're chatting. First off, I'm gonna start with the e.l.f. primer. If I forget to say anything that I'm using, I'll make sure that I list it in the description box down below. And usually I don't prime, but today I just feel like being extra. This is the e.l.f. Gripping Primer. I think that's what it's called. Power Grip Primer. Okay, first question is, not a question. I see you in all of your videos and you and your husband are awesome parents. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Are you pregnant? I'm not pregnant. How did you know your husband was the right one? I felt like with time, I knew he was the right one. Because a lot of times I feel like people can say things, but usually actions speak louder than words. So I just felt like time. With his time and his actions, he just showed that he wanted this, that genuine in his pursuit of me. How old am I? I was born in 1990. I am currently 33. I'll be 34 this year. My birthday is November 18th. I am a Scorpio. Yeah. For my method of applying my foundation, I'm reverse. What is it called? Underpainting. So I do everything in reverse, which means I'm doing my contour first, and then I'll go in and highlight, blush, and then foundation goes on very top. I'm trying to make sure that we're nice and blended because I'm currently in the dark and I only have 2 lights on right now. What is your take on 50-50 in a relationship? The man should be the provider. That's how I grew up in my household. My dad was a single father and he raised 3 girls. And that's what I saw him doing, like when he would have girlfriends and stuff. He did eventually get a wife. They're now divorced. I feel like whatever works for you in your relationship, but it's not my thing. I do not believe in 50-50. I think the man is the provider, should be the provider. Now, that's not to say that I don't believe that a woman should work. Do whatever works for you. If you want to work, you want to be a homemaker, whatever floats your boat. When will you ever come to Legos? I want to see you. You know what? We were supposed to go in Vic, what year was that? 2019? 2020? 2019. And I don't know what happened, but yeah, we didn't come. We end up not coming because when we come, we want to bring the whole fam. And we want to stay for at least 3 weeks. But yes, we do plan to come. And when that time comes, I'll let you know ahead of time. I didn't color correct. Let's color correct really quick. I'm using the Bobbi Brown color corrector in Very Deep Peach. And I have my 4K lens on. This is all in 4K. So if you see little hairs on my face, mind your business. I didn't shave my face yet. I just got my surgery done. Did you have to get lymphatic massages for yours? I did not. It was not mandatory for me to get lymphatic massages because I did not do lipo. Well, I've never applied my concealer like this before. Like this round eye. I don't know what my mind is doing, but we're gonna go with it. I only had a tummy tuck and an augmentation. And with a tummy tuck, you don't have to have lymphatic massages. Now, I believe you only have to do that if you got lipo. All of the surgeries I've ever had, cosmetic, I believe that's what they're asking. So I've had my breast reduced and lifted in 2019. I also got 2 tumors removed during that procedure. I had 2 breast tumors. They were benign. 2022, I got my tummy tuck and my augmentation. And then that's all I've had. Oh wait, I got I don't know if this counts as, like, I guess it's cosmetic, but I didn't go under anything. But I got veneers, and a lot of people do not know that I have veneers. But I have veneers at my top 12 teeth are veneers. All of my bottoms are mine. And yeah, that's all that I've had done. A lot of people assume that I've had my nose done. I've never had my face touched, besides, like, I gotten Botox twice. But other than that, my face is my face. I'm pretty open about any procedures that I have. I would never not tell y'all because I just don't see the point in hiding it. And I believe in whatever you are unhappy with, you are entitled to fix, okay? This is the Danessa Myricks blush in golden hour. I want to say it's a blush. It's like a cream. It's beautiful. Look at it. Succulent. It blends like a dream. How did you achieve your pinkish lower lip? I was born with it, baby. And I believe she's talking about, like, the lips that's on your face, because there's some inappropriate questions in here. I said nothing was off limits, and y'all said say less, okay? Will you and Chris do a Q&A again? Sure, we would. Right now, our next video is probably going to be like a money talk, like an advice video, as far as like finances. Do y'all plan to move to Dallas this year? Yes, absolutely. We plan to move to Dallas. Don't be surprised that when that vlog comes, I'm on there boo-hooing because I cannot wait. I literally feel it. I feel it all over my body. When that time comes, I'm going to be so elated, baby. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. What advice would I give to younger women starting to date older men? I would just say, follow your gut. Your gut is never wrong. Like, always listen to your woman's intuition. That's why we have one. Don't think just because they're older, they don't be on bull. Men are going to be men. Just don't ignore signs. However you date a young man, go about dating an older man. Just be aware that not always with age comes wisdom. Guys are stupid sometimes, so keep that in mind. This one says, where did you meet Chris at? We were at Buffalo Wild Wings. We have that story on our channel. Ira was an infant when we told it, and I'll link it like somewhere here. For foundation, we're going in with the Mario one, and I like this method because I used less product this way. I only need one, not even a pump, just a half pump of foundation. I like to spray mine with some setting spray so that it's more skin-like when I go in to do my blend, and I just dab it around the areas. Okay, have you ever dealt with infidelity within the marriage with Chris? If not, is that a deal breaker? Okay, so me personally, both Chris and I, we both believe that there's different levels of infidelity. So his understanding of infidelity was a little bit different, to where I had to check his ass and be like, hey, see that? That's what we not gonna do. If a guy willingly goes out and cheat, stick his penis somewhere it doesn't belong, or is emotionally involved with someone, anything he wouldn't do around you, I personally consider that infidelity. Whether that's calling, texting, flirting, anything physical, okay? Anything physical, anything emotional, to me, that's cheating. I literally had a talk with a close friend of mine where I was asking her, like, because she's dealt with infidelity in her marriage. And I was like, how do you honestly forgive? Like, get to that point of completely forgiving someone. I don't know if I can do that. It's just like the Scorpio in me. Like, me personally, yes, it's a deal breaker for me. But again, I don't have a lot of tolerance. My trust issues are not set up to do that 100%. That's like me being like dead honest. So I feel like you just have to have open communication with your partner and just set your boundaries. Like, tell them what you're willing to accept and what you are not willing to accept. Certain things Chris was, Chris is a lot older. Certain things he was able to do, but things that he was able to do with his ex-girlfriend that I'm like, no, baby, we got to unlearn that. Oh, this is what we won't do. I've not dealt with Chris physically cheating. No. Is it a deal breaker? Absolutely. once a cheater, always a cheater. People can change. I just don't have the time to give you the benefit of the doubt, okay? Not in question. I enjoy watching your content. Thank you guys. A lot of y'all are saying that. What do you do when you feel like life is monotonous? Can't stop, but I'm bored. Too young for this. She's 31 years old. When I feel like life is just the same, I try to switch up something, like do something that's different. So sometimes we'll just randomly like plan a trip, whether that's a road trip or take a flight. And when we take our trips, we'll just do different things, experience different restaurants. But yeah, we like to travel when life is boring. And then in a routine, I don't believe in routines because I feel like it just drives me insane. I don't see how people do it. It almost makes me feel like a robot. So me personally, I just go with the flow. I try not to stress about things that I just can't control. Switch something up when you're feeling bored. Switch something up when you're feeling like you're stuck or in a routine. Do something that's completely out of your comfort zone. And I don't even know if you're talking about like just life in general or like in your relationship. But even if it's in a relationship, spice it up. Do something different. Do you want more kids? I feel like I've answered that. I feel like because I've gotten my body done, my kids are older. Isla will be 10 this year. Ira will be 7 this year. I can't see myself starting over. So right now I can say that I'm done. Kids are so expensive. Like if I could give any advice, baby, live your life. F these kids. No, but seriously, like live your life, travel, baby, because them kids, literally your life revolves around kids once you have them. My life revolves around my children once I had them because I didn't have what I'm giving my kids. So that's just me. A lot of people, some people get their little nannies and baby, they still get to live their life. But me, I am a very active parent and sometimes just to default. We're done. Like that was so quick. This is just some all over face powder. Do you guys still talk to the couple from 90 Day Fiancé? We do not. No, my camera temperature is overheating already. Okay, we gotta hurry up. I might have to stop and like let it cool down and then come back and finish the rest. How long have you two been together? We've been together since 2013. We've been together 10 years and will be our 8th year of marriage. Any more surgeries? I'm considering lipo. When do you think is a good time to have sex with a guy? Whenever you feel like you can trust that person 100%, because I feel like your body should be your temple. And so a good time to have sex would only be dependent upon you. Me personally, I don't believe in giving out my body to any and everybody. So I believe in making them sweat, making them wait. I'm going to let my camera cool down and we'll come back and finish up. Any new vlogs coming up? I have some vlog footage that I started filming last week, but then the kids didn't have school, so it was really nothing to show like my day-to-day because that whole week was kind of like canceled because of the snow. And Kentucky is not used to getting snow, so yeah. But yes, vlogs are coming back. Your fave designer piece. I don't have a favorite designer piece, but I will say my favorite thing to buy that's designer are shoes. I am a shoe girly. Not just shoes, heels. Heels in particular. But my favorite designer brand, and it has been for a long time because I feel like it just makes really sleek, timeless pieces, is YSL, Saint Laurent. For the most part, I just feel like none of their pieces ever go out of style, so you just can't go wrong with Saint Laurent. What facial moisturizer do you use? I have a skincare video up, but I use the Shani Darden moisturizer, and sometimes I use the Tatcha Night Serum Moisturizer. What's another moisturizer that I use? Pharmacy Honey Halo Moisturizer. Yeah, I kind of just switch it up, but those are like my top 3. Have you ever dated any black men before you got married? And I love your family. Yes, I've only dated black men or African men before I was married. Chris is my first interracial relationship. And I feel like I've said that so many times, but just in case you missed it, yes. Can you do a top 10 of your fragrances, please? So my next video will be a men's fragrance haul or fragrances that I would recommend for men. If I do a women's one, I'm probably going to switch it up and do something a little bit different. Like instead of just showing you my favorite fragrances, I'll show you how I layer them because I usually never wear one fragrance. I usually pair them and mix them. Yeah. Do you want more kids? I feel like I've answered that one. We don't have any plans to have more kids, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I didn't plan to have kids to begin with. I got pregnant off birth control, seasoning to be exact. Yeah, so if it happens, it happens. But right now, with all the money that we invested into this body, all that recovery time, no, I do not plan on having more kids. We've not moved to Dallas yet, but you guys will be the first people to know, okay? Come on, ugly crying. And just know that means we got the house. We secured the goods. Any plans to visit the Philippines? I don't have specific plans to visit the Philippines, but if some do come up, I'll let you know. Does Chris have any single friends?
No, ma'am. No.
I would not recommend, so no. Where are you from? Chi-town. I am from the south side of Chicago. How do you and Chris keep the relationship going good? Do you ever argue? Chris and I do not argue. I feel like we bicker like an old married couple, but nothing like crazy. I can count on one hand in all the 10 years that we've been together on one hand the number of like huge disagreements that we've had. Like I can name them verbatim. We don't argue a whole lot. But how do we keep the relationship good? And I told Chris this, like, I think it's just so important that we continue to date each other, like actively court each other. That's why I take our date nights. Like I enjoy going on our date nights. Like try not to lose sight of that because we're in a place where we're unhappy. And I think a lot of that revolves around your environment. So try not to allow your environment to affect you. We're unhappy in Kentucky, and because we're unhappy, we kind of just say to ourselves. But this year, we've been trying to like really push it to like, let's still go on date nights. In California, when we lived out there, we were just living our best lives. We was going on date night every single week. Once a week, we was on a date night. So yeah, your environment can affect you, which is why I think that it's good to have happy environment and then just try to keep dating and courting each other. Do little small things. Sometimes if I'm scrolling through like Instagram and I see a quote or a video that reminds me of him, I'll send it to him. Never go to bed angry with each other. We always usually try to find a space where we can both be calm and talk it out. We gotta put in the effort and work for it. Why not come out with a guide on dressing? Your style is flawless. I was just talking about this on TikTok. I feel like I've not been in my creative style mindset that I'm usually in. I've been like stuck. I'm learning what I like all over because my body has changed so much with my weight gain. I've been stuck fashion-wise. I haven't felt inspired in a long time. I'm trying to get back to that, which is why I'm like holding myself accountable and making sure that I'm consistently putting out Instagram reels where I'm just getting dressed just for fun. I'm putting those videos also up on TikTok. So a guide on dressing because I just feel like do whatever you feel like. Lately, I've been loving the baggier, looser fitting clothes, like nothing too form-fitting. And also, I feel like too, like being in Kentucky, I felt like subconsciously, I just been watering myself down. Like I won't wear something too crazy or what I feel I should wear because I don't want a bunch of attention. Usually if I'm really like going in, a lot of people be like, where are you from? Because I can tell you not from here. And I don't like being the center of attention, so yeah, it's just something I gotta stop doing. I gotta stop watering myself down to make other people comfortable and stop feeding that insecurity of mine because I don't want to be center of attention or looked at or stand out. Does that make sense? What do you do for fun? Chris and I used to work out with our trainer, and that no longer became fun. It became like too routine-ish, so we just stopped that. We like to play cards a lot, just chillax in the house. Fun to me is just staying in the house and not really having to do much. Read a romance novel, like that's fun to me, so I don't do too much. How is Ira and Isla loving their new school? They absolutely love their new school. I I'm so happy we were placed in the school that they are in. It just has been such a match made in heaven, and I could not be more thankful and more grateful and more happy. Mental/emotional health tips. Get a therapist. That's my number one tip. Get a therapist, journal, and be consistent with it. Those are my number one tips. Also, when you're not feeling well, when you're not feeling like yourself, don't feel ashamed and hold that in. Verbalize it to people who you can trust. Verbalize it to your significant other. Verbalize it to your female best friend. Like, just don't bottle things in. I'm guilty of that. I just deal with it and not really say much. I just like kind of suffer in silence. I think it's important to openly tell I'm not in a good headspace right now. How are you liking your new Benz? I love, every time I get in it, especially if Chris is in the car with me, I'll be like, sweetie, I just love my truck. I love my truck. That's my baby. Like, we go together real bad. Does your hub have any brothers? He has a brother. His brother is married. So yeah, no. Some of the questions, I'm like in between, like, should I Cat Williams it? We're going to leave the surface level. We're not going to dive deep. How do you cope with life on your lowest days? Does shopping help? This is such a good question. No, shopping does not help. Sometimes it makes it worse because you feel like you're filling that void or solving that problem just buying and buying. And then that problem is never really solved. So no, shopping does not help. How I deal with life on my lowest days, I live in that moment. Like, I feel it thoroughly. I've been just being more consistent with my journaling because I feel like even on my bad days when I write about it, I'm able to let it go, like, and not harbor on it. Like, just let it go. Pray, journal, and find like something like a hobby that you like to do to escape. So for me, again, it's romance novels. And so I'll read a few romance novels. And that's how I get through it. I really love your sense of style. Have you always been good at pairing things together? I have only because I was always doing something with fashion. In college, I was modeling. So I've always like been keen on what looks good on my body type. Not so much just fashion. Like, I can just spot a piece and just say, would that look good on me or would it not? That's kind of just how I go about dressing / fashion. Does it feel my soul? What's my mood giving? Actually pairing that with a fragrance. So yeah, this is how I go about dressing. Where would you like to be in the next 5 years? And where do you draw all your inspiration from to become that woman? So where would I like to be in the next 5 years? In the next 5 years, I will hopefully have my own clothing line. I've started it, but I will actually have it out there to the world within the next 5 years. That's one of my goals. And everything else, I'm gonna just let God tell me where I'll be and show me. Is giving birth the most painful thing? And did you always plan to have 2 kids? I didn't plan to have any kids. And I cannot say that giving birth is the most painful thing because I got induced with both my births and I was on epidural for both my births. Both were vaginal deliveries. Both my kids were huge babies. So no, it's not the worst thing, but I can say something that's close to the worst pain I've ever felt was when my appendix ruptured. That appendectomy, baby. Whew. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital. I turned 18 in the hospital. It was the worst, most traumatic experience of my life. One thing you wish you would have done differently in your 20s. Something I wish I would have done differently in my 20s is being able to say no. Just being able to say no more. I feel like it would have caused a lot less more stress in my life. I could have prevented a lot of things that I've been through just by simply saying no and standing on it. Stand on business. Yeah. So, you know, I'm telling y'all my age, but for all the new people coming in, from here on out, we just 21. Just keep it at 21. We don't get no older than that. Do you have any advice for step parenting? My best advice for my situation was so different. When Chris and I started dating, the girls were like in high school. So they weren't like little kids. And I just kind of like only get involved when asked. Like, if you're not asked, it ain't your business. If they got both mom and dad, then let their mom and dad do what they want to do with their kids. But other than that, I play the back seat. When my stepdaughters wanted to come to me for something, then I was open ears and open arms. But other than that, I just believe don't overplay your position. You are not the parent, you are the step parent. Almost like a secondary parent. So if they can't figure it out and they come to you, then cool. Like mom and dad come to you and ask for your advice or what you think, then cool. But other than that, I try not to overstep. And I feel like that's why we're all so close. Like me and the girls are close. We don't have any issues because I don't believe in overstepping boundaries. But that's just me as a person, period. Like I ain't overstepping nothing. If you don't ask, I'm not giving my unsolicited advice. Ever. Ooh, this is a really good question. How do you handle mental health challenges? Is it hard raising kids in this generation? It is very hard raising kids in this generation because everybody parenting is different. And I'm not the type of parent, like I'm not the same parent that my mom and dad were. I try to be everything that I didn't have. So yes, it is extremely hard because I am an extremely present parent in every way. And I'm not super strict. Like I allow my kids to have their own opinions or their own say-sos. I know back in the day it was like what mom says and dad says, it just goes. And I don't believe in that because in real life, your kid has to have their own thoughts and opinions. And that's just normal. No, you're not going to talk back and be disrespectful, but I'm going to allow you to say, no, mom, I don't want to be on camera, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to allow you to say, no, mom, I don't want to wear that, and I'm okay with that. Or, no, mom, I don't want to do ballet anymore. I would prefer to do this. I'm okay with that. It's not that parent that, pressure my kids to do anything that they do not want to do. Even when it comes to eating, because I was just telling TikTok that as well. I have extremely picky kids when it comes to food. These kids don't eat nothing. And how do I handle mental health challenges? So, one, I'm open about it. I think you're asking how do I handle mental health challenges when it comes to my kids. We're open about it. Isla suffers with anxiety. She's very open about telling people she has anxiety. She's not medicated or anything, but she goes to therapy. So we normalize therapy in our house. We also explain to her that any of her worries, we take it, we tell her it's going to be okay, but we try to redirect it to where she's not so hung up and just constantly OCDing about that thought or that worry. And we just tell her, you give it to God. Once you give it to God, you let it go. Once you give it to God, you pray on it, you let it go. That's it. So we're pretty open about mental health in our household. Did you get veneers? If so, where did you get them done? I got them done here in Louisville, Kentucky. I do have veneers on my top teeth. I got my top 12 done. And then my bottom are just all my teeth in Invisalign, which is shifting because I don't be wearing my retainers like I'm supposed to. I even have retainers for the top, but it's so much stuff that they don't tell you about veneers, and that's a whole nother topic. But yes, I did get veneers. Are you still with Chris? Someone asked that too on my TikTok live. Am I single now? Yes, Chris and I are still together. If we locked in, ain't no switching up. I think because we go MIA for a long time that y'all just assume that there's trouble in paradise, but no. Y'all assume there's trouble in paradise, a pregnancy, or I got surgery. And it's like none of the above. How do you spend your time relaxing? What is your favorite movie? I have too many favorite movies. What's Love Got to Do with It is one. So when Tina passed away, it really I was bawling. The Temptations. What's another favorite movie? Bridesmaids. How did you know you wanted to create content on YouTube? I will be starting soon. So how did I know? I started back in college. And I think at the time I was working for a hair company. So I started doing random hair video reviews. I don't even know if that's still on my channel, but I started with that. And then I stopped because I was just working a whole lot, raising a kid. Not my kid, but my sister's kid. I don't know how I wanted to start. I just did it. So just do it. If you want to do it, just do it. Would you ever visit Denmark? I've not had any reason to visit Denmark. Should I? I really want to go to Nigeria. Like, that's on our bucket list. Nigeria, Singapore, Tokyo, Morocco. My fiance and I are 25 years apart. Any advice on age gap relationships? Just live. Baby, just live. There's no rules to it. Just live. Just do it. Really no rules to it. Is there anything you wish you could go back and tell your younger self? It's okay to hear the word no. It's okay. I feel like I heard no or you can't so much as a kid. Instead of just asking, I'll just not do it. Or instead of attempting to do something, just not attempt to do something because of the word no or rejection. And my rejection, my definition of rejection would be not succeeding in that thing. No is not no, it's just redirection. Rejection is redirection. And not be afraid to hear the word no. Because Chris would always tell me that, like, the most successful people are never afraid to hear the word no, and they're never afraid to fail. So I was like, okay. Would you all do mentoring for entrepreneurs? I feel like we got a whole lot on our plate. We're very involved in our kids' lives. So if the time was like, if we had the time to, I wouldn't mind. But we plan to put y'all up on game. Our next video, we're doing a money talk / financial real estate advice video. Our next sit down, Chris and I. And so we just gonna drop a whole bunch of gems and yeah, just tell it all. Our question above said, do you miss working? I still work. Being a mom is work. Like being a stay-at-home mom is work. But I also help my husband out with his business. So yeah, I still work. We always work. Do you do YouTube as a full-time job? I do not. So the reason that I do not do YouTube as a full-time job is because I just haven't been able to prioritize my time with editing, filming, uploading. I literally do everything by myself. So it's just been hard with that and balancing mom life and then wife life. It's a lot. I don't see how people do it. I don't see how people do it. So no, I'm not a full-time content creator, but I do what I can. And this year I'm promising myself to be more consistent because I feel like I owe it to you guys. And I just owe myself the consistency, you know, because I put in a lot of money in this equipment and stuff, you know. I'm drinking peach tranquility tea. Please teach us how to level up. Anything that you want to do, just do it. Anything that you feel is not good for you, and usually we already know what's not good for us, cut it out or slowly wean yourself off of it. And yeah, just do it. Just go for it. I don't really know how to teach how to level up. I'm still learning a whole lot, so I can't even say. I'm trying to level up too, sis. So when you got the code, let me know. Do you fear your husband passing so soon because he's older? You guys are beautiful, by the way. So we talked about this in our pros and cons of the age gap relationship. I'll link it here. I do not fear that. I feel like that's what causes anxiety, right? Worrying about something that is not in your control. I have no control over if he's gonna die first just because he's older. Who's to say that I won't die first? And I'm the younger one. Like, we don't know. So no, I don't have that fear. Yeah, I just don't think that way. No, I don't. We live in the moment and we just enjoy the now. This hair looks so good on you. Is it a half wig? No. She's my hair. She got caught. Would you like a career in public health? So my degree is in public health, but I probably would never work in the public health field per se exactly. I planned to go to nursing school originally, and I was going to be a hospice nurse, but for the elderly, which is why my emphasis was in geriatrics. But yeah, life had other plans. So yeah, but other than that, I would have been a nurse, a hospice nurse. How's my hair journey coming along? I love my hair right now. It's very, I feel like it's the healthiest it's been in a long time. I wash my hair weekly. I was also sharing that. I'm not the girl who can go every 2 weeks, once a month. I have to wash my hair weekly or it just gets too dry, too flaky. The way this dandruff set up, I could never. Is your son coping well with the new school? I hope he is. My son loves his new school. He loves his teachers. He loves his peers. He's probably the most popular kid in his classroom. He's been doing really, really well. So I have PCOS and it causes my weight to fluctuate. Is this something you deal with? If so, how did you manage it? Power, what is wrong with you? I think he's dreaming. But I do too have PCOS, and how I deal with my PCOS or like manage it, I am on birth control and it helps me manage my symptoms. That's really all I can say, is my birth control has helped with that. I know some people change their diets. Is it challenging to be a stepmom? Any advice? Again, I've said it before because I see that question pretty common. Don't overstep. Assist where you can, especially like only if asked, because I think a lot of times we forget that we're just the step parent, especially when both parents are active in their lives, you know? That's all I can say. I just don't overstep. You know, I want to know how Chris' older children are doing and what state they live in now. Life update on the girls, because y'all asked. So Cameron, Chris's youngest, she now lives in DC. She's an accountant and she's thriving. She's doing so good. She's in a relationship and stuff, so we're happy for her. Sydney, Chris's eldest, she still lives in Victoria, so Canada. She is engaged now. And over winter break, we went wedding dress shopping. Me, Isla, Sydney, Cameron, and the girl's mom. I'm about to cry just thinking about it. It was just such a fun experience. She found the dress, and what made it even better is Isla literally picked her wedding dress. And it was just so cute, because if you guys go back to videos where I filmed with Sydney, me, my oldest stepdaughter, her and Isla Bunn are just like, they're unmatched. So to just be able to say, I picked my sister's wedding dress, she's going to forever be able to have that memory. It was just so beautiful. We all cried, happy tears. It was so nice. No, I didn't vlog it, because again, I truly don't believe in just forcing cameras in people's face, and we just lived in that moment. It was just absolutely beautiful. I will share a picture though, but I gotta figure out a way to blur the picture so her dress isn't showing, but it showed our reactions and stuff. Are you and Chris still exercising together? So Chris and I have stopped heavy lifting and weight training. So now we just gotta figure out what we're gonna do next. So we just quit, I wanna say January 2nd. So yeah, we do not heavy lift anymore. Hello, Nikki. What happened to your clothing line? Can we hear more about when you plan on launching? And will it be more like sports line or a mixture of evening wear? So my clothing line, I started to create my clothing line in 2020 when the world was like shut down. During COVID, I draw up pieces. I had a manufacturer out in LA. When I saw what it would cost to manufacture in the US, it just didn't make sense. So it's just been on hold. But my clothing line will be so much more than just a clothing line. My goal is to cater to my audience. When I say my audience, I guess y'all will just get it. Like, it's just so me. It's just so fitting. It's just everything that I stand for, my family. So my clothing line is just not for me, but it is going to represent my family, if that makes sense. Does it make sense? So when I'm able to go out of the country and find a reliable manufacturer, so that I'm not charging y'all $300 for a shirt just to make a profit because it costs so much to manufacture in the US, it was just the wrong timing. So I think I answered everything. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry that it didn't continue to be a makeup video, but if you guys want like a separate like everyday makeup routine, I'm more than happy and willing to do that. I'm excited for this year and the content that we're going to be creating and putting out together. And we'll just go more so with the flow, because again, I don't put out a lot of vlogs if they're not interested to me. I'm hoping to try to switch that up and change that, because y'all just say y'all just like seeing us, and I just be like, child, please, how they watching this? Because I can't even edit it. I can't edit it. It just be so boring, like, it's the same thing. But anywho, child, thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.